Christina Barnhart with Chantel Ray Real Estate, and this is Kristi Holland with Atlantic Bay Mortgage.
Hi.
So today we wanted to talk to you about some third-party websites that a lot of people start their search online. I think the percentages are really high for clients to go online and start looking for homes. That way, through Zillow and Trulia and, Realtor.com and things like that. Can you touch a little bit on when you are on those sites and you're looking at the mortgages and things like that and rates and all of that, how does that really play into the real world and not just on Zillow?
Excellent question. So what I see the most in my business and in my experiences is the payment amounts that are quoted online are nowhere near what the actual payment's going to be. They're showing that the payment is way lower typically than where it really will be, and the reason for that is most of the time they're only quoting like principal and interest. They're not quoting the homeowner's insurance, real estate taxes, or mortgage insurance, and usually they are quoting a payment amount for a buyer that has like a 20% down payment on that particular property. Well, that's just not realistic.
Right.
Most people don't have 20% to put down on a property because that's a lot of money.
And there's a lot of I guess verbiage that they do talk about underneath those. It's so fine print that you can't.
Print.
Yeah, you don't even know really what's going on. And there's so many little things that happen when going, and getting a loan that these websites, they don't know because they're not, reaching out to you personally and getting all of, the borrower's information. So that's why it's so important to go, to a lender first.
Right.
Before you even start your home buying process, just to kind of figure out where you're going to be as far as your rates go and what loan products that you can kind of fit into and what works best for you.
Right. That actually brings up another great point, because just because you're able to qualify for a certain payment amount doesn't mean that you personally want to pay that much.
Right.
So, it's important to speak with an experienced lender up front first so that we can talk about what you're qualified for, but also what you're comfortable paying.
Right.
And then, because it's two very different things, and so then I can say, okay, if you're comfortable paying X number of dollars, then this is the price range you need to be shopping in based on your personal needs and what you're able to do.
Right.
So then you're not just out shopping for homes that you don't necessarily want to be able to afford.
Right.
You're shopping for homes that are in your price range where you're comfortable, because nobody wants to be house poor.
No, they really don't. And and it works for me too, as a real estate agent, that when my client is ready to go look at houses because they've already been pre-qualified and sometimes pre-approved even through your company,
Right.
Or to be determined,
Right.
So
See the previous video.
Yeah. So it does make a difference for me, and I have more of a comfort knowing that my client is going to be okay with the houses that I'm showing them. So we're not wasting time looking at houses or getting upset because you find the home of your dreams and it's not in your price range or what you're going to be comfortable with. Maybe you can afford it, but you're just not comfortable with it.
Right.
And then two, on Zillow, they're not pulling your credit and they're not looking at those things. So it's best to go to a lender because what if there's something on your credit that you don't even know about?
Exactly.
Zillow and all of those websites, they don't know those things. So just reaching out to some, a live person, and especially a local lender,
Right.
that
That's
can
key.
be there for you is key. So, so definitely, I would definitely reach out to Kristi and start the process. And then once you're done with that, which doesn't take very long, I mean, we can know something in a matter of minutes.
Absolutely.
So it's a really quick process, especially when you are working with somebody that's local.
And the interest rates kind of fall into that same category as well. The interest rates that are posted online and on websites can be very misleading because, again, usually they're basing those interest rates on the very best case scenario. 20% down, 800 credit scores. And 9 times out of 10, you don't realize it, but again, if you read that fine print at the bottom, they're usually adding in at least 1% discount point and sometimes a 1% origination fee on top of that in order to get that rate. Well, I can explain to you the difference between paying that fee and not paying the fee. I can always allow you to pay a discount point to get a better rate, but usually, well, I would say very rarely does it actually make sense to do that, because when you calculate out the monthly savings compared to the actual cost of it, it just doesn't make financial sense.
Right.
But it allows the online lenders to quote this super low rate online and then it's in their little disclaimer down at the bottom, and so it can be very misleading for buyers as well.
And right, and being that we're so inundated with the military here, we have a lot of transient people. So sometimes you have to take that into consideration too. So when you're buying a home and you're only here for 4 years, what are you going to do after the 4 years is up?
That's
Are
right.
you going to sell, or are you going to rent it out? Things like that. So those are things that you talk to the lender and the real estate agent
Absolutely.
about, that those third parties can't really touch on at all.
Right.
So there's so many different reasons to talk to a live person, and really build a rapport with somebody that you trust, and that is going to go to bat for you. I was going to say too that as an agent, I find that especially first-time home buyers, they don't understand like how these websites get their information, and they're not pulling directly from the MLS that I pay into. So the information is getting to them, sometimes days late. And in this fast-paced market, what's happening is by the time you see that home that's perfect for you in your price range and all of that, it's under contract.
Yes.
And I always tell my clients, give me a list of everything that you found, if I know that they've gone through Zillow or those websites. And when they do that, and I don't mind checking them all, it's a quick little process, but I can tell you that at least 50% of them are going to be not available anymore. And for various reasons. They could be under contract, they could be an expired listing. I mean, there's a lot of different things. And the data that these websites pull is not really reliable, to be honest with you. So you need to go to, you can go to my website at ChristinaBarnhart.com, and that one you can do searches on that website, and it actually pulls from our MLS. So you're getting, the latest and greatest listings that pop on the market.
As soon as they hit the market, not delayed. So that's huge.
As soon as they
That's
hit
key.
the market, it is very
I
key.
hear this story all the time in my business.
And it's frustrating for the buyer,
very.
because they feel like, oh well, that one's gone too, or that one's gone too. So you just have to go to the resource that's going to get you the information as fast as possible.
That's right.
And with the most reliability. And those are going to be the websites that pull the information directly from our MLS. So we pay into these systems, and so we expect the information to be accurate and all of that. So if you go to ChristinaBarnhart.com, it takes you right to my website. You can do a search, you can put in whatever criteria you want in a home, and it'll pull up those homes for you. And then it also allows you to go in and favorite different properties, and so I can see the homes that you like, I can see what styles you're looking at, I can see if you want maybe something that is already redone, like a rehabbed home. I can see if you want to fix her upper. So there's a lot of reasons to go to like a personal website.
That obviously helps you service your client better, because then you know what they're looking for, and you can help also in the search process and send them things that they're going to love.
And it really eliminates a lot of just running around aimlessly at looking at properties, because I can really hone in on what the buyer is really looking for. And so normally my clients don't look at any more than maybe 10 houses, and it's just because we're able to hone in so closely, but that's something that Zillow can't do for you. So if you've ever been down the Zillow rabbit hole, then you know that it can be frustrating. So anyway, but I just wanted to kind of touch on that, because it's such an important thing for the buyers to know, and a lot of first-time buyers don't know those things.
They don't, and it's a very common scenario. It's important to know where to start and how to do it the right way, so that you don't end up heartbroken and discouraged.
Yeah. So thank you.
It's supposed to be fun, exciting. We want to keep it fun and exciting. We don't want anybody having their feelings hurt.
No, it's your first home.
That's right.
I mean,
exactly.
We want you to get into it, and even if it's your fifth home, it's still exciting.
Absolutely.
Every time you move, I get the jitters every time, and I get excited, for new beginnings. So
yes.
Anyway, thank you for being here
You're
again
welcome.
with me. And
Absolutely.
You'll be catching us, off and on the videos. And if you have any questions, you can just comment below, and we'll maybe make a video about that, or we can respond to you there. So,
Yes.
but anyway, it was good talking to you guys again, and I hope you've learned a little bit.
Sounds great. Thank you so much
Good
for having me.
day.
Have a good day.
Bye.
Bye.